Good morning. Running a few minutes behind. I was running around trying to get things straight and totally lost track of time. So let me see if I can get myself up on my computer and my iPad. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. We are having a lot of issues with flooding, and not where I am, but in this general area. And there I go. I'm sorry about that. I think it's time for either a new holder or something along those lines. I'm still trying to get things straight, so I'm going to be cutting paper for my cards. All right, I need a scrap, so I'll use that. There it goes. Oh my gosh, what is with this thing? I wonder if this can be tightened. I don't know why it's doing that. I've got this thing tight. Let me make sure. I can't tighten it with I cannot tighten this anymore. Oh, there's a little bit more. I don't know what's going on with the thing. All right. But I don't know if that can be tightened. I'll have to see. All right, I got myself up on my computer. Of course, now I'm going to have to sign into Facebook. I got notice a couple of weeks ago, somebody trying to sign in on my into my account, and I thought, okay, it's not that big of a deal. And okay, come on. All right, here it is. So I didn't pay attention to it. It was from somewhere overseas. There I go. I'm slowly going down. Sorry about that. And yesterday I got another one. So I had to go in and change my password. Look at this thing. Oh my gosh. I cannot tighten that anymore. I don't have the strength. All right. There we go, finally. Sheesh. All right, so I had to go in last night and change my password. Well, that meant my phone, my iPad, all had to be changed, the password, because it's under the old one. So I went in and changed it last night. I still have one more card I don't have all the pieces for, but I can work on that one. I'm thinking I might, Barb. I can't get it any tighter. The problem is I have to keep switching it, and that's what isn't good for it. That's why I'm thinking I really need to hang it from the ceiling, and then it doesn't matter, but we'll see. I'm constantly adjusting it, and it slowly goes down. It's the thing that holds my camera, so I don't know if that can be tightened or not. We'll see. All right, I'm going to get ready and flip this around because I'm running behind. So give me a minute, close your eyes if you get dizzy, and we'll flip this around. It doesn't do it when I have it upside down. It only does it when I'm... All right. You can open your eyes. See, I'm too far out now. Let me go down. See, this is the thing. This is where it gets messed up. I have to tighten and untighten it, and I tighten it as tight as I can get, but it's the holder that holds my camera that's moving. That I don't know if that can be done or not, because if we tighten it too much, I don't know if I can toggle it. Okay, so I saw this, I saw several ideas on YouTube one night I was watching, and I thought, that's kind of fun. And it's a couple of different ways to use your embossing folders. We all have embossing folders, tons of them. And it's like, okay, what can we do differently with them so that we can have some other ideas? I don't know about you, but I'd like to find ways to use my stuff so I get the most bang for my buck. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to take, and we're working on the raised side. All right. So I have the Ornate Emblems 3D embossing folder from Altenew. Pull it up there so you can see it. And I'm working on the raised side, and I'm going to apply some ink to it. And I'm using an ink cube. I did learn a few things, and I'm just lightly going over it. I'm not applying pressure. If you try this with a foam pad, and I did not even think of this, you want to use a linen pad, which what these ink cubes are, because what you get is it won't sink down. The foam goes down into the pad or into the embossing folder. Now we're going to take and we're going to spritz this with water. Oh, we spritz our paper. Hang on, I'm going to spritz my paper. I'm going to do it over the trash can. All right. And I'm just using my regular cardstock. Now, this may be crooked. We'll find out. And then I'm going to run it through my embossing folder, or my machine, my embossing folder. So let me run this through. And I just thought it was a cool idea. Oh, hang on, I got to put a shim in. I have it here. There. And now I'm going to take this out. Yeah. Well, that did not turn out like I thought it was going to turn out. I'm thinking it should be the other side. So, give me a minute to clean this off, and we'll try the other side. It didn't turn out like it was supposed to. Oops. I don't want that to drop on my floor. So let's try it. It's really a cool idea when it works, but you got to have it right. Ink cube. So I'm going to do this again. I thought she said do it on the raised side, but I think it needs to be the flat side. All right, as luck would have it, I have another piece of paper here, but I don't know if it was cut down. No, it wasn't, so I'm going to cut it down real quick. And I'm going to spritz it with water. I'm not using as much water this time. All right. Now, well, we'll see how it works. You're supposed to get a really pretty watercolor look, and the embossing shows up. So you get a watercolor background, which I think is a great idea for giving your cards a different look. Let's see if this worked. Well, still didn't work, but you know what I'm going to do? I spritzed it with water. Let's see if it does anything. I don't know why it's not working. Maybe I don't have the right kind of folder. Let me throw this in the sink so I can get this ink off of here. I don't want it to. Well, not certain that one worked the way it's supposed to. But you're supposed to get a watercolor background, but we'll continue, and that might be one where the embossing folder needs to be smaller. The pattern needs to be more of a background. The one she did was really pretty. So we'll see. Now I got to dry this if I'm going to use it. I may come back to it. I'll dry it some and then come back to it at the end, because this is really flimsy. It's really wet. I really soaked it. All right, I'm going to set this aside and I'll come back to it. I'll let it dry some, air dry. All right, so there's the first idea. The second idea was, and I'll finish that card, was to use an embossing folder with washi tape. And I thought it would be fun to use some, the one she did was one big piece of washi tape. I don't have one piece. The key here is to get this straight, because if it's not, you will notice it. So I thought, well, I'll try it with some smaller pieces and do more than one layer. Now you want to do it long enough that you can wrap it around the back. So there's the first one, and then I think I'm going to use this one. They're both bats, but that's okay. I thought I would do a Halloween card. All right, so I'm going to do this one. And I am going to leave a little bit of space in between. All right. I'm not going to do the third one. All right. And then you want to take and emboss it. And see, that's going to push it up. I am going to flip, no. All right, I'm just going to go this way. All right, let me emboss this one. And this is going to take another plate because this is a really thin one. This is a really old one from Stampin' Up. Well, maybe it doesn't need another plate. I thought it needed another plate, but it's not working. It's too tight. And that's not enough. All right. Give me this. I'm going to try my magic mat. Not enough, but it's getting there. It's getting close. I don't know if that's enough either. Let's see if it did it. Nope, it didn't. All right. Give me this on the bottom. I'm going to switch my plates off. Maybe the other one was... No, I cannot get that through. I know this one is warped. Nope, still won't go through. Huh. Let me add these on top. Let's see if it'll go through this way. I'm getting close. Take away one of the shims. No. Just leave one shim and let's see what happens. No, it's my plate. My plate is warped. Let me use the one that's not warped with the shims. No! Darn. Let me take this out. This plate out. I have never had this much trouble. That's not thick enough. Let's try this. No. All right, let me try this. Let me take off that panel and see if it'll work. Ooh, I'm close. I was using number 2. I have the old Sizzix Big Shot, and I was using number 2 panel. Well, it was too thick. So I took it off and I used the 2 plates and a shim, and that worked. All right, so now I have it that it's embossed, and it's kind of hard to see, but it is embossed in there. You can see it. What's going to help is I'm going to try something. I have this embellishment mousse, and it's, what color is it? I don't see the name. Anyway, I'm going to try putting some of this on top with my finger. I don't know what color this is, but I have. All right. All right, now, this may not work because I have I love these kind of things, but if you don't use them on a regular basis, they take and dry out on you. I've got it on my finger, so it should come off, but I thought it would add a little sparkle. And I'm having to press harder than I should because it is dried out. But I am getting it. Don't you love it? I make all the mistakes so you don't have to. If anybody knows how to revive this mousse, let me know. I have had it for a while, but I am getting part of it And I am going over it where the washi tape is so you can see it. Oops, nothing there. Down here. I just wanted it to have some sparkle like a spider web does. All right. And there is some shimmer to it. In spots it shouldn't be, but hey. All right, now I got to wash my finger because I've got that all over it. So give me a second to do that. All right. So there we have it. With that. For that card, I'm going to mount it on green. And I've got to use my double-sided tape, and I bet I run out before I get this one finished. Let's see. I'm going to put this down, but I'm not going to press because I don't want to get it on my glass mat. I have all kinds of stuff that I've bought to play with, and it's like, You play with it, you know, once or twice, and then no more for a while, and before you know it, it's no longer any good. I wish they made smaller containers. That would be easier if you didn't use it very often, even if it ran out. And I've got mousse on there. I'm going to have to wipe that off. You could take and you don't feel so bad because you're not wasting the whole thing. But I guess you need to get together with a group and do some sharing. All right, this is going to go on here, like so. Well, did I cut this one down wrong? Hang on. Or is my white piece wrong? Nope, my white piece is wrong. It's 4 1/4. Oh no. And then I gotta cut off the bottom. I'm going to cut it from the top because there's more interest on the bottom. Of course, when I did that, I didn't. Now my washi tape's not wrapped to the back, so I just have to be careful. All right, now. Okay, let me wipe this off. I'll spray it with water, so I get any of that mousse that's on the spider web off. Okay, now I need my card base. And we'll put it together. Hey, Sharon. No problem. We all got a lot going on. All right. Oh, my other one is dry. I'm really thinking that pattern that I used for the first idea. I should have used the other one. That's all right. I'll use the glue. All right, this is going to go on like this. All right. All right. I don't know if I could add water to that mousse, and it would take and soften up some. I don't know anything about it. I need to do some research, I guess. All right, and I'm pulling out a fun punch. I don't need this. I'm going to save those stars to stick on there. And I'm going to stick this in. I'm going to do the top of the hat, or the band on the hat, with green. So now this, let me make sure I put this on the right way. Yeah. This has to go on with glue. No, it has to go on with glue dots. I have found that glue dots will stick to glitter, and that is glitter paper. Oop, there isn't one there. I thought there was. There it is. All right. Let me get this on. Oh, boy, those are sticky glue dots. All right. And then I'm going to save these, and I'm going to put those on there using some glue. All right, let me flip this over. And I have one more idea. When the lady I saw that did this did the washi tape, she used PET stickers. I don't have any PET stickers, but I thought rub-ons. So I'm going to try it with rub-ons. All right. So there's that. And now let me get some dots of glue. And I'm going to use my tweezers because I'm going to put that one there. The small one there. And the middle size one there. So there's an idea. And she didn't do anything to the background. I added the mousse because I want it to shimmer. You know me and my sparkle. So there's idea number 2. Let me go back to idea number 1 because this is dry. I'm really disappointed that this didn't work. Oh, wait a minute. This isn't the one. That's the first one. This is the one. Oh, it's still not dry. I got to hold on. So we'll go to number 3. Here's my paper. And I had some of these color swatch blossom rub-ons from 49 in Market. So I thought they would be fun to play with. It's like a PET sticker. You just rub it on. Ooh. And I already found the one I want to use right on this first sheet. All right. I want to use this one. If I can get the... Well, you know what? I can't separate them. So what I'm going to take and do is I'm going to cut around it. And I'm including those blobs, so to speak, just for interest. Got to watch what I'm doing. Don't want to cut any of the flower off. Yeah, okay. Let me move this out of the way. And when she did it, she just used a die cut sentiment on there. Jojo, quiet. Shh. She hears the noise of me doing this. All right, now, let's see if I can get it started. And if there's any piece that's not down, oh, there's one that didn't come off. Thanks, Barb. You know me, I love Halloween. You just have to take your time, because if it doesn't come off, you just have to take and do some more rubbing so it comes off, because you don't want to leave pieces out. It would look kind of strange. All right, see, there's a piece there that didn't come off, and a piece here. I don't know if that one's going to come off or not. That one came. Oh, yeah. See, if you miss a piece, you can, if you don't pull it all off, if you go slowly, you can go back and do more. And you can see on here if you miss anything. All right, see, there's a piece there I missed. Now it's off. The key here is to now go down to this end and work from this end to see if you can get it, if there's any that you didn't get. Yeah, see, those aren't down. I just find it easier to switch sides, because if I miss something, I can go back. It's still in place, and I can easily, there we go. See, that way I had some down here that weren't done. If I pulled the whole thing off, I'd have to match it all up. And I don't know if I can or not. Hey, Betty Ann. All right, now, did I cut this one down? No. So give me a minute to cut this down, and I'm going to look for paper to match it. All right. All right. So I've got it down, and I think I'm going to use the same embossing folder. No, I don't want to use that one. Hang on. Let me pull out my embossing folders. I don't know if I have anything that will work. I got snowflakes. I got ones for, what do you call it? Sailboats. But let me see what I have in here. No, that's not the one. It's different. Now, let's try the exposed brick. Yes, I've done that too, Betty Ann. I totally forgot about it. You just reminded me. All right, I'm going to use the exposed brick on this one. And it does work. So you can easily do the exposed brick. I mean the, what do you call it? That doesn't have much to it. Your die cutting machine, like you're embossing, and it'll work. feeling my die cut machine, my Big Shot, maybe on its last leg. Now, so there's that. And that's pretty, isn't it? Ooh. All right. Put this back over here. Let's see. I'm thinking Melon Mambo, but I may be wrong. So let me see if Melon Mambo is the right color. Well, there's a piece. It's not bad. I don't think any of our reds. Poppy is too orange. See, when you put it on here, it does look like a pinky. So I think I'm going to go with Melon Mambo. All right. I can put this on. Yes. 49 in Market has some nice rub-ons. I've also gotten them off of Amazon, which are the blue ones, which I've used before, that has been very popular. And I am out. So let me grab another roll. If I can find the ones that it's in. It's down here, I think. Oh my gosh. I have so much of this stuff, it isn't funny. Here we go. Here's one. I've had this one for a while, so I'm going to use it. It is not the one I normally use. This is Score Tape, which is more expensive. I use the one that's fairly inexpensive. Same stuff, works just as good. All right. And then she took with this, and she just added a sentiment also, but it was a die cut sentiment like hugs, smile. I would love to find some of those small. All the ones I find are big. I want smaller ones. I want them, you know, they take up the whole space. You know what? This needs ribbon. Wonder if I have any ribbon. Let me see if I have any ribbon that will match it. Nope. That's very burst. Let's see if either of these will work. Nope, too purple. Too purple. Keep looking. You know what? I might just use... I think I'm going to use silver. All right. I'm going to put it at the bottom. I have this ribbon. This is not it. I had gotten it at Hobby Lobby, and I loved it because it was, see, that's not going to stick, so I'm going to have to, well, it won't stick if this is in the way. it was like little tiny circles. And I loved it because it laid flat, it tied well, everything. I'll put another piece over top of it once I get the other side down. And I went into Hobby Lobby to see if they had more, and they didn't. But I found it in gold, so I'm certain I can get it in silver also, on Spellbinders. So I will be ordering some of that. I'm slowly using up my ribbon and my colored stuff, and I'm just going to silver and gold because it's just so much easier. I don't have to worry about matching it. All right. Now I can take these off and put this on this panel. All right. And do a bow. This was also from Hobby Lobby, but it's, come on. Boy, everything is really sticky today. I don't know why. There. Everything's sticking to me. I like to use ribbon, but I also like to not have to pay extra money. But if I could find, thanks Janice, if I could find, what was I looking for? My big machine's downstairs. I don't know what I was going to say. I wish I could find. Oh, die cuts. I want them about that big, so about an inch big. All the ones I find are huge. All right, let's try a double loop bow. Actually, that's a triple loop, but that's okay. I don't want a big one. I should have used my bow maker. Hopefully this won't mess up on me because it's not cooperating. All right, I got it in there and I can slide it to even it up. Okay. All right, yeah, this is from Hobby Lobby, and I don't have much left of it. The problem with places like Hobby Lobby and all, a lot of times when they use up something, they don't get it back in. It's like a one and done type deal. Okay, got my tails pulled down. Gonna grab a glue dot here, stick it on there. I'm going to put it right there and separate my loops some. And then I'm going to just kind of pinch it. When I pinch it, there we go. When I pinch it, I grab the bows, the loops. That one is tiny. Oh, it's stuck in something. There. So, there it is. But see, a little tiny sentiment up there that says, hello. Yay, Betty Ann. Good for you. All right, so there's the third idea. Now, let's go back to the first idea. And I'm going to give this, it's still really wet. Let me see if I can dry it some. I use the Cosmos dies by Spellbinders for my flower. I may have to try this again and find a background that has smaller images. I don't have too many of them. I don't have many embossing folders that I really, really like. I have the crosshatch, but that wouldn't work. It needs to be a pattern. Like little tiny flowers. All right. It is now dry. Oops, not there. Hold on. That corner's not dry. If it's not dry, the glue won't stick to it, so. But it's really warped, so it's going to take a lot of, yeah, here it is now. I'm going to be using a lot of double-sided tape on it. See how it's warped? All right. See, something like this you could do and just, and mine kind of moved also. It slipped on me. So mine's probably got not as crisp as it could be. You could use just a sentiment on there. And this is where a bigger one would work. All right. But I pulled out my flowers. All right. See, this is why I'm not real fond of this. It's really strong. So it'll hold it down, but getting the back off. Oh, because I overlapped it. No, I was in the middle. I wasn't getting the end. Duh. Pay attention to what you're doing, girl. All right. Yeah. If you push it down and then do the end, and my problem was I was down here trying to lift it and the end was there. All right. I chose this color to put it on. And I do not know why. I don't know why I get more at the top and bottom than the sides. I don't know why. Because I cut it down the way it's supposed to be. Who knows? Maybe when it shrinks, it only shrinks from the, or it shrinks from the top and the bottom. And that could be because that's the way you put it through the Big Shot. Glad to know my Big Shot's not on the way out. I was thinking, okay, because my next one's going to be an electric one. I use it too much. All right, now. All right, so there's that. And then I pulled in these flowers because it was close to that. So I'm going to put these together. And there are two different sizes. And my gems are downstairs. I didn't even think of that. All right, now. Okay, I try to do it as a plus sign and an X because then you don't have too many spaces. All right, now, see, those need gems in the middle. And I'm thinking here and here, and a sentiment up there. I may have to stamp a hello. And I'm going to use some glue on the back of this. Let's see. And give me a block to put on there. And that one there. And a block on top of it. And then I'll put one over top because it's embossed. I do have a hello somewhere. I have it. Oh, here it is. So there's my hello. Give me a scrap of paper here. And I'll use the same ink. To stamp it on. And I'll get that paper that I used. All right, let me cut this down. I'm going to cut the bottom first so I can make sure it's straight in case I didn't stamp it straight, which it doesn't look like I did. I love my guillotine cutter. I got all these things stuck to the side. Oh, it was from the one I cut off. The pieces I cut off, they had tape on the back, so it's stuck to the side. All right, now let me get this. Move it down here where I can see it. There. And there. All right, so that's about 1 1 1/8 by, so if I do, let's see, 1 line short of 1 inch. I got stuff all over here. All right. I'm putting this on here because it won't be seen. And then this was 1 1 1/8. And I'm giving it 1/4 of an inch, so I'm adding extra to it. All right. Get that out of the way. Let's put this on. And our cards, other than the, now see, I'm off. I gotta trim this side down a little bit. Give me a minute. A little bit more. That's close enough. Add the gems to the center of the flowers. That's the issue I run into with crafting downstairs more than upstairs because of JoJo. There we go. So imagine some gems in there, probably silver, because there are certain colors that silver look better with and others that gold look better with. So there are the 3 ideas. This one was a rub-on. and then you emboss it. You can do the same thing with the PET tape stickers. This was washi tape that you put on and then embossed it. And then I added the mousse over top. I'm definitely going to be Googling to see if I can soften this up some. I'll use it more. And then the last one was you spritzed your cardstock, put it in there and ran it through. The key to this one is it needs to be a smaller embossed area. This one might have been better for it. I don't know if it would or not. I can try real quick to see if it would work. Let me see here. Of course, now I gotta find a piece of paper. Let's see. Let's see if, well, at least see the difference between, all right, let me move these so I don't get water on them. And that's going to push it up. So it's got to go on this side. Let's see if this one works. This may be too much. There's a lot of ink on there. My water. I'm going to do it over my trash can because I don't want to get it all over everything. All right. I'm going to put it on this side because then I don't have to worry about it moving on me or holding it in place. All right. Cross your fingers. See if this works. Oh, I put my not bad. It really isn't. You don't see, this I think is too much. So it's got to be in between the two of these because you don't really see a pattern there. And that's the key, you want a pattern. The lady that did it had a embossing folder that had little daisies or flowers all over it. And that really looked good. She also used a lighter ink color. She used a light pink. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. Something to play with, but it really looks nice. And I liked, she sprayed hers a lot and it gave that watercolor look. It wasn't all one color, which I really liked. All right, so I'm gonna move that up top, pull these back in. And the only thing with the rub-on, and you'd have to hit it with your anti-static powder bag, is it is kind of sticky in spots. But there's the ideas. And hopefully it gave you some ideas to pull out your embossing folders. Give it a try. If you do, put your card in the comments with this video, because you can post that way. All right, I'm gonna get ready and flip this around. So if you get dizzy, close your eyes. And I'll have to sit and hold my, all right. If you could see what I go through with this thing, I would love to find something else, but I spent a lot of money on this. I can't even untighten it now. Maybe I'm going the wrong way. No, that's tightening it. There we go. See, this is the issue that I have. All right, now, when I put this in, it's going to slowly go down. I don't know why. It's one of those things. So now I will not be here next Saturday. I will be at Remy's soccer games. I'm finally getting to go up. I'm going to see Remy play soccer on Saturday and Zoe play volleyball on Monday. And then I'm coming home Tuesday. See, there I go. He cut off my head. So not here next Saturday. I will be here the following Saturday. So thanks for joining me today, guys. I hoped you enjoyed seeing some different things, and I will be back in 2 weeks' time. Have a great weekend. Oh, say a prayer for me. I'm going for my COVID shot this afternoon. I know tomorrow I will be dead tired, hopefully. I usually get cold and very tired the day when my first one was rough. I was freezing cold and so tired. So it's gotten better with each one. Hopefully this one won't be as bad. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.